Hello and welcome to the quick take after Fulham's 3-1 defeat to Bournemouth at a very, very wet Vitality Stadium. I'm joined by Dan. Hello.
Hi, Sammy. I feel ridiculous. I'm just dripping.
Yeah, what a fun evening following the Fulham. We're at Q Sports Bar, which, by the way, was the highlight of the evening. If you come to Bournemouth away, come here. It's like 10 minutes from the Vitality. Pool, darts, whatever you want. It's a really awesome place, and thank you for letting us do this quick take. Tonight, it's not a happy one though, after a second consecutive game where we took the lead and then ended up losing 3-1. Dan, yeah, I mean, I'm just a bit shell-shocked, to be honest, because especially when you felt like when Seth scored, it had all the makings of a magic evening, and for it to end like that, it's just heartbreaking, I think. That's the biggest takeaway.
Yeah, it was
and we got 2 weeks to stew over it.
Yeah, brilliant. I love an international break. It was such an up and down weird game. Because, I mean, like 15, 20 minutes in, we were looking at each other being like, God, this could be horrible tonight. we could lose this by 2 or 3 goals. And then the next sort of 25 minutes in that first half, I thought I saw a lot of positives. And it changed. We looked a lot better. Actually, Sasha Lukic going off, which I thought was going to make situation even worse. TC came on, put his foot on the ball, and suddenly we had a bit of control. He looked really good. Sess looked good. There were a lot of positive performances out there. All 3 centre-backs had, it was a really horrible evening to be a defender because it was so difficult dealing with, swirling ball, wind, rain. I thought all 3 of them put in, 25 minutes before half-time, 25 minutes after half-time, really good performance. And then suddenly we lose 3-1. And I feel like I have actually been through a washing machine because I don't know, I'm both soaked and I don't know how that's happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's concerning, isn't it? I think, I'm going to sound ridiculous here, I don't think Fulham deserved to lose. Of course we did, we lost 3-1, I get that, and that's all that really matters. But if I look at the whole game, I think that Fulham dominated large spells, did very, very well considering the complete lack of a striker. I thought there were some magnificent performances on the pitch, and we had a text in the Fulhamish WhatsApp group from our very own Don Betts, and I think he's hit the nail on the head so hard. If we didn't score, that game ends 0-0. And what a situation that seemingly going 1-0 up seems to be Fulham's Achilles heel. We can't deal with it. And we talked about in the week that, is it a mentality problem? Some people are like, no, it's just a bit unfortunate, etc. I'm sorry, but the way we dealt with that tonight, there is a bit of a mentality problem.
There's got to be. And I can't explain why it exists because we have such a lovely camaraderie and togetherness in this squad. There are so many close friends in there who chip in for each other. You saw it when we scored the goal. Every player running to the corner to celebrate with Sess. You see how much they enjoy playing together. They are such a together group. But it's weird that doesn't translate to club together when times get tough. Do you know, when it gets difficult, when Bournemouth get a really well-worked goal by Antoine Semenyo, he does brilliantly, but it's scrappy and it's unfortunate, and you wouldn't usually expect to concede in that scenario. What you want is all the players to club together and go, right, okay, 1-1, but actually this game's still there to be won, let alone get a point. We could still go and get 3 points here. And instead it really just washed over us, and it felt like that was coming. You could see it happening, and we had a lovely view of Justin Kluivert's goal from the away end. I remember having a lovely view of Marcus Tavernier's goal from the away end a few years ago. Just as soon as he shapes up, you're like, he's run through the middle, he's been unchallenged, we look a mess, no one knows what they're doing. And we didn't deserve to lose. But again, the same with Villa, when you don't have the right mentality in those situations, it's only our fault. And so we did also deserve to lose.
Yeah, it's hard to put your finger on, isn't it? Because I sound stupid saying that I don't think we deserved it. And yeah, sure, I think our performance merited 3 points, but then actually it didn't, because those 5 minutes after Semenyo scored, and the mad thing is that Iraola he'd put all his chips on the table, hadn't he, with that double substitution where he brought on Christie, brought on Gannon Doak.
And Senesi went off.
Yeah, so basically, Diakite's playing by himself at centre-back. And I think for me, and obviously at 1-1, Iraola at that point can't change it. I think it probably worked quicker than he thought. Bournemouth have one centre-back, and we are not smart in that situation because they were so exposed, and we could see it in the stadium. They're just like, get your foot on the ball, get your head up, be smart about this, and they are so exposed. Yet, actually, we were rabbit in headlights, and players like Kevin, I think, weren't tracking back, weren't marking their runners, despite the fact they had a plethora of forwards. And yeah, it's a great goal from Justin Kluivert, and you can't criticise us too much, but at the same time he does have the freedom of the vitality to go and have a strike. And when you let players in the Premier League have the entire half to run through, like 9 times out of 10 players of his quality are going to bang it top bins like he did.
Yeah, there were opportunities to kill that game, and it was not intelligent football by Fulham. There was not a person standing up, and I'm not going to just blame Joachim Andersen, because again I thought in large he played well. His overhead kick that we end up conceding from to go 3-1 was stupid, but whatever. Just stand up, players stand up, pull people in and be like, right, lads, I know it's messy at the moment, but if you put 3 passes together, we're through on goal. Yeah. We can have 2 3-on-1 at will, because not only do they have one centre-back on the pitch, both full-backs were playing in our final third. There were so many chances to kill that game at 1-0, then there were chances to win it at 1-1. And you see on the flip side, what do Bournemouth do when they're 2-1 up? And the first opportunity presents itself where Fulham overcommit, they nail it. Precision. You know, it all worked. Everyone was smart. Gannon-Doak plays the right ball. Semenyo makes the right run. He puts in a good finish. Why can't we do that? You want those situations, but then I think about it, and I don't think we're very good in those situations in general. Like, they presented themselves in the first half as well, and it's just like that final ball's overhit, or someone makes the wrong run, or at times, and again, you've already mentioned Kevin, I don't want to dig him out, but at times the wrong decision entirely, where you go 1-0 up and you think maybe we just play it safe and we hold onto the ball, and so the first touch is a backward ball. And actually, if he looks over his shoulder, Alex Iwobi or Samuel Chukwueze are through. Yeah. And it's just that lack of killer instinct, and then also the lack of ability to sit on a 1-0 lead means that inevitably we're going to end up in these situations. Because either you shut up shop and you win 1-0, or you go and win 2 or 3-0. And we didn't choose which one we were doing. Yeah. We just sort of kept going.
This Fulhamish Quick Take is brought to you by My Kind of Cruise, the world's first cruise booking app and website. And what better escape from the upcoming cold winter months than escaping on a sea voyage? Sun on your face, drinks on tap, and you don't even need to miss a Fulham game, as most cruises actually show all the Premier League matches, even the 3 p.m. ones. My Kind of Cruise has unbeatable prices, and you can pay deposits as little as £1. So whether you're a seasoned cruiser or thinking about your first voyage, go to My Kind of Cruise, founded by a fellow Fulham fan. Download the app now from the Apple or Google Play Store, or head over to mykindofcruise.com and make sure you use the code Fulhamish at checkout for an exclusive discount.
A couple of positives, because there were some positives tonight. There were quite a few big positives. I mean, the goal is magnificent. It's a lovely through ball from Samuel Chukwueze, and Sessegnon running through. I mean, you said it's a good finish, and it is a good finish, but I also knew he was going to score. I just was like, wait, Sess, that's going in the net, because Sess always scores those kind of chances. It was fantastic, and it was also Marco's substitution in sorts paying dividends, right? He waited till the right moment, 65th minute, brought on Chukwueze, brought on Kevin, and I think both of us on the way back said, look, Kevin's getting the hype. After the last couple of performances, I'm more excited about Chukwueze, because my word, he looks like the person that could actually rescue a game for us. He was electric.
He was superb when he came on, and at times I like and at times I don't like the freedom with which he plays it. And it maybe didn't quite work when we were trying to wrestle back control of the game. But the way he picks up the ball and then drifts across field, or you see him just floating off that flank. Like, he was playing sort of on the right wing when he came on. He makes that assist from sort of on the left-hand side of the box. Like, he shouldn't be there, but he just sensed that moment. The weight of the pass is brilliant. And actually every good bit of attacking play in that second half was some sort of combination that involved either Chukwueze or Ryan Sessegnon. Yeah. They were the people who were really making things tick, and I think Samu's making a really good case to start after the international break. I thought Harry Wilson was not great tonight, not in a traditional Harry Wilson way where he was not in the game. It just felt like everything he tried didn't come off. Yeah. Whereas Chukwueze came on and he just had that extra bit of finesse, that right decision making, and I think I'd like to see him start.
Yeah. What did we think about Josh King up front?
Oh God, I forgot.
I mean,
We
look,
really glossed over that.
he did his best up there. I mean, I think he had a great game, but I felt like Josh's best moments were actually when he actually had to dip back into midfield to receive the ball. He was a little bit lost up front. But it was weird how after the 15-minute opening storm, Fulham really grew into the match, and actually it suited us. But then in some ways, it was all like everything was absolutely perfect. We'd work the ball into a brilliant position, and then the default for Fulham is that we want to cross the ball. We want to cross the ball to someone big in the box, and there just kind of was no one there. In the second half, I think we were smarter with some of our decisions. It was like, right, stop lumping it into the box to Josh King or Alex Iwobi, who, despite being 6 foot, only jumps to 6'1". He's not a great header of the ball. It sort of worked. I think Marco made the best of it. Like, I think, he's had a good evening, and also obviously he's had a bad evening, Marco Silva. But I think we made the best of the ridiculous situation where Kusiasara was on the bench tonight, and he doesn't even come on when we're 2-1 down and chasing a goal. This whole thing's a farce, right? Where we've bought in a striker that Marco just 100% has absolutely no faith in
At all. Going back to Josh King, I have nothing I can fault with his performance, because he did everything that you could possibly ask of him in that, as we said, sort of false nine knee sort of role. Like, a lot of his role was dropping a bit deeper to allow the wingers to get in behind. I thought he did it brilliantly, especially when you consider how physical and aggressive Bournemouth are in their press. He's able to get out of tight spaces so brilliantly. And in a role that I'm going to assume he's never played before, he did admirably. On Jonah Kusiasare, I agree. It is a farce. It is outrageous. We needed a goal. We had enough players on the pitch who were getting into good positions out wide. How tall is he? He's like over 2 metres tall, isn't he? Surely you just stick him in the box. Adama Traore did okay when he came on, and then he also did his usual stuff of putting crosses into nowhere. He didn't need to come on. He didn't add anything that we didn't already have on the pitch. What we needed was the guy who was sat on the bench, who we signed for the situation where both strikers are injured, or one striker's injured and one needs to come off. To not use him is outrageous. Like that. I agree. I think Marco got loads correct tonight, and I think we could maybe criticise him for being a bit slow to react when the game started to turn against us. But what I will absolutely criticise him for, and I will hear no argument the other way, is for not bringing a striker on when we needed a goal. Either you bring a striker on, or just lump Issa Diop up top, but put someone in the box who's going to win a header, because that was the only way we were going to create a chance when Bournemouth had everyone back in their box.
See, I am actually going to try and argue it. I think the situation's a farce, but I think the situation's a farce that we so badly didn't listen to Marco. He so did not want this player, and this is the third striker we brought in. You are right, though, that actually what we needed was someone in the box. I mean, I don't feel like we're too good to put a centre back at centre forward. Teams do it all the time. Even good teams do it all the time. It was just a little bit aimless, and especially when you're in the final minutes, just risk it. Sticky as Diop up front. Like, what more have we got to lose? Because we needed someone to get on the end of a cross, and there was just no one. Look, we had a couple of chances. I think TC came closest. It's going to be a long 2 weeks now where Fulham lick their wounds. These are two pretty brutal defeats. I mean, if you look at the 4 games as a whole, it's 2 wins and 2 positive wins, but then 2 pretty bitter defeats. and who have we got up next? Just a small matter of Arsenal at Craven Cottage. Just feels like... And then Newcastle. Does this have a little bit? I mean, I'm worried. I'm not worried that we're going down or anything like that, but I'm worried that we're in for a rough few weeks at the very least.
Yeah, but also we're quite good against Arsenal. Yeah. You know, like that's a game that maybe that is what we need. You know, there'd be a lot of pressure if we were coming out after the international break playing Burnley at home. Yeah. You get that wrong, then things look really bad. But we've got a decent record against Arsenal, and we've shown enough in every game This is the ultimately the most frustrating thing. We have shown in every single game that we probably could have won that game of football, and we don't have enough wins, and that's not a positive necessarily.
Yeah.
It's, you know, there's a lot of introspection there of like, why are we not winning games that we could have won?
Yeah.
But maybe just a bit of pressure off us in the sense that we're not expected to beat Arsenal in games that last season and the season before we were quite good in. Could be a good thing, but I'm also not going to be surprised if we come away with no points from those next 2 games, because they're both games on paper that we should lose. And then there is pressure. I don't think there's not downward pressure. It's just you're suddenly fighting to rescue a season and turn it into something meaningful already, and you don't want to be doing that fight now, because we're like, if we lose those 2 and we hit a bit of this rough patch, 4 losses in a row, suddenly you're just looking like, oh, can we finish 12th? And you've already sucked a lot of joy out of the season, which is a shame.
Well, we've got a long and wet journey home through Storm Amy. Pray for us on the M3. Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, mate. Thanks to Q Sports Bar. What a gaff.
What a gaff. I got beaten at pool by an 11-year-old before the match here, who is the son of the owner and plays pool for Devon. It's quite annoying. Beat me twice. I also I thought I'd beaten him because I potted the black and then the white rolled in afterwards, which was maybe that should have been the moment where we knew that this wasn't going to be our night.
Yeah, I think go to Sammy's X account and have a look at the video, because it's great value. And I did say, I put it in the Fulhamish Telegram, it's not looking good. That was a bad omen, and it played out.
Yeah. Thanks very much for watching. You Whites.